responsible to focus on stuff at the end.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So my thought is that Jamie can go first or go second. I'm bound to get through it quickly, but I think the music, and the images on this multimedia piece I did before convey what I'm about really. And then the other stuff is like recent stuff, pushing different areas and things
So,
like that.
so what are you showing?
Oh boy, I'm showing
What era? What time?
Well, when they asked for this stuff, I was talking to Kat and she, I said, do you want stuff right from the beginning or what have you? So in the 33 images I put up there for that video thing, I have about a few that are from earliest dates. I had lost some stuff. Some stuff had been actually ripped off at this
No, but what have you got it down to, edit-wise? You say you have
for the stuff for the
what you got now? What do you have now?
Well, the stuff I'm doing tonight is gonna be a little bit different stuff because you can't show all the you can't show the things you want in 30 images really. I mean you could, but you can't. And I mean when you've been so all over the place, it's much more difficult.
So what did you choose time-wise? Is it chronological stuff you're showing?
The one tonight, yeah, pretty much. Wait, I can't even say that because I don't remember when I set it up. Did I do it chronologically? I just did it where my gut instinct said go, and that's what it did. That's all good. It feels good still. I actually show it at the beginning of the semester to some students because I don't pretend to think that they don't know who the hell I am.
What I was concerned with is you showing all the places that you have actually
been to?
Recorded.
And I can't do that. I can't do that. You know something? One of my favorite shoots was in Eau Claire, South Carolina. It's for this first film, Local Heroes Changing America. It's a book that Norton did, and it's this project to do with the Duke University kind of thing. We had a producer, writer, reporter, and you would just go down there and you photograph, right? And that was one of the most interesting shoots I've ever did. I didn't even remember it for my hand in the 30. I mean, there's a number of images that I really like, and still, to me, stands up to, I think it was 2 weeks. I came on 5 days and come back another 5 days, and it felt right. I mean, some of the strongest images, and I know I've forgotten other stuff, and I don't care because I can't keep up. I can't keep up because I keep on, going forward. Hopefully, hopefully. You're gonna fail a lot of times. I don't stick around to find out if I failed or not. Those things. What happens? What happens? What happens? Like with stuff that a global fund project it did, which was on HIV, and the 7 or 8 magnetographers went around the world, 7 or 8, I don't remember, but that was a good feeling. I went to Peru, which I didn't really want to go to Peru at the time. I wanted to go to India, but Peru was what I got. Okay. So, and in the Amazon, and what was interesting was the first trip you make when they get the medication, right? This low cost retrovirus stuff, and then come back in 4 months to see how it worked. Well, all my patients actually improved. All the people, my stuff just improved, which is great. The guy in Russia, all of his patients died except for one. One was, and they weren't looking to thing, and it's just maybe the luck of the draw or the way different cultures work things. Anyway, but that particular project ended up raising $1 billion. Raised $1 billion, which meant that 5 million people who have HIV where it could be treated. That is worth more than the tea in China. And something, I like some of the stuff I shot, but it was not all together. I mean, there's stuff I liked there, but and some stuff that surprised me, that you did, but it didn't fucking matter in the end because like 5 million people.
What about your war stuff?
My what?
War stuff.
What about my war stuff?
What happened with that?
Hey, still happening someplace. I still got to go through and edit my stuff.
Like the Lebanon,
I have boxes in my office, and they're moving to a new place across the street. I have boxes there that have stuff that I haven't gone through since then. There's one situation, drove through an intersection. This is like all hell was breaking loose, shelling and everything else. Drove through an intersection, and as we approach the intersection, I see this, things about to happen here. There's a guy who's rage that has, he has a what do you call it, M16. And he's screaming at this other guy. This other guy has a gun drawn. He has an AK-47. There's a cop who's going forward like reaching his hand, one hand, and a small pistol in his right. He was outgunned. And then one other guy was lifting the car, lifting the back of the trunk, was taking a M16. And we drove through this, and then with a 200mm lens, I got the picture. All that shit going on in there. I mean, so that's, I haven't seen that picture since then. Since the initial edit for my book, Beirut, Beirut book. And, you know, that was right. It felt good. Even Jim Nockley told me that book has legs, you know. And he doesn't just blow smoke off anything. So, you know, I mean, I keep on looking at it. I know the CIA liked it. I mean, they liked it. They actually, well, I got called at Magnum from Magnum and said, hey, the CIA wants to buy some of your print. Do you mind? You know, I said, no, go ahead. Because you know what's funny? When I was in Beirut, I didn't know there was this guy that I was looking out for. He's a white photographer from Texas. He's supposed to be a commercial photographer there. And his story was that his father had died, and he wanted to do something on his father. Now, only a Texan could come up with something like that, but it's true, you know. I mean, Texas is one of the most interesting places I've ever been. People are a lot kinder than you imagine what you hear. I mean, I live in Austin, but I've been all over there before I ever got there, and it's like a misnomer to think that they're not, you know. They're not really good people. What the hell is this? Hold on. Sandra. I gotta call Sandra. Oh, is that Sandra? Yeah, hey, I'm in the middle of an interesting interview. Oh, hey, but where are you? Are you coming to the talk today? Oh. Okay. Okay. I'll be there at 5 and meet some of my other friends there too, okay? I'll be there at 5. I'll be there at 5 or 4 because I'm finishing up stuff there. Okay? At 4 o'clock, actually. I gotta go right now. Yeah. Bye.
So me and well, at least I was trying to let people know who you really are, far outside of you selecting the images that you're selecting. You kind of like focus in on that more so than anything else. Because people need a reference to where you've been, what you've done, and how much you've influenced the popular culture in terms of your images.
Well, you know
because your images basically were for the popular culture.
Well, you know what it is? It's like.
So you become a celebrity in the process of that.
Bullshit on that crap. I mean,
you don't want to admit to who he is, right?
I know. I mean, you know, because I don't have time for that crap. There's a friend in Austin, good person, but she got onto me like so. I mean, she's looking at pictures where I ever met this one from a year, and she, you know, that stuff makes me a little bit nervous. You know, because there's always somebody waiting for you to fail. But you can't be.
That's what I told you. That part.
Yeah, and there's always somebody, and I don't care. Even you know the Gene Smith thing when that the first how do you say connection with the internet was somebody had this thing and they were talking about they were basically slamming me for doing this stuff racism Black America. They said, well, they should run on white people. Come on, give me a break. Give me a break.
That's the percentage I was talking about.
So you really can't pay attention to that.
You can't worry about this.
Yeah, you can't. You really can't. All you have to do is. You know, we're only here a short period of time. I had close calls recently with health things, you know, and I had to be careful about it. And I haven't eaten anything except for these crackers out of this, just on the subway thing. I had eaten the drinks, water, finished a bottle of water. But, you know, I mean, I was like going to get invasive heart surgery if this number had gone up. Luckily, because I went to China and Mongolia, and then my friend in France was feeding me correctly, I guess, well, and just eat 3 balanced meals, you know, so that, especially in China. I mean, by the time I got to Southwest China, we bounced all these places. There's a place with a Great Wall. It's not solid every which way. And there's this like hill and up there. I ran up the hill. I said, holy shit, what did I just do? And I
surprised
myself. I'm going to have to come back down this hill. I ran up the hill to get a picture. Got my picture. Not a picture of water, but a picture. And then I had to come down that road. But it was great. I mean, the thing is that, you know, we only have a short period of time. You know, I just got reconnected with my brother. First, I come back from China. I come to, you know, to go through the immigration, the friend Odile. She'll be there tonight. She tells me that they found what's her name, the singer Amy Winehouse had died. They found her body about 15 minutes before I walked through that door. I get home, hadn't been able to check my email for a week in France in China. So I checked the email. The first thing is a phone call from my brother. Now, at the school, I hadn't been able to find my brother since 1988. You know, I saw him in '88. I gave him a copy of my Beirut book, and I thought because I had to work my ass off, just do the shit and try and have an interesting life when I didn't even notice. And
sounds like your father with the car.
well,
Your father with the car.
yeah,
Circumstances.
I'm streaming.
See how the stories cross?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, we can't pay attention to all the crap. But anyway, check my brother on the phone. I called him immediately. It's a phone number, and that was very emotional, and that was great. You know, I would have been here today, except he's on the road, and yet he can't really fly right now because he has this medical thing he has to deal with, you know, and the next week. And he said this would be better if he didn't. You had to come out and thing here. Anyway, so I get that, and then I call him up immediately from France, and then I continue to check an email, and there's a thing about the Lucy thing.
Oh, that's what turned that
like,
around.
What the hell?
Crossroads.
I was stunned. But this comes better. This is when I get back. Because I had this collapse the year before, and my doctor says we spotted something. We got to check it out. And then you get back. He says I said, well, check out when I get back from China, you know. And he says, well, you got to do this, and if it's high, we're gonna have to
cut you open.
Surgery. I said, are you saying that? And I worked in a hospital for 11 years. I said, are you saying I could possibly die on the table? He says, that's a possibility. I just started laughing. I started laughing because I said, this is son of a bitch.
They'd have had you.
You know what? When I covered conflict stuff, I had this little unspoken agreement, with God, saying, listen, if I work to get these pictures for the right reasons, I'm not doing it for self-aggrandizement, me. If I do that, he says, I'll let you live. If you go the other way, deal's off. That's the best I can do it. Because I know I did some crazy stuff. I got walked away just in what do you call it, Salvador. 3 times we executed. 3 times.
Missed, huh?
Yeah. No, didn't miss. It's just a circumstance, luck. And then I got kidnapped in Beirut, and then there's a contract on me for 2 weeks afterwards because I embarrassed this guy. Yeah, these guys, all these guys that were kidnapping, semi-governmental, right? They had been trained by special forces guys. In fact, when I went back, I was on contract in Newsweek. The first assignment they gave me was a photograph, training. So these guys were the real deal. And here's this guy who's a commanding officer who's really basically an asshole with a big gun, and he doesn't even know how to use that right properly. They didn't have much respect for him, and so they kidnapped me because I was mistaken for guess what? This black not Rocky. What's the guy? What's the guy that Sylvester Stallone played?
Yeah.
The guy with the wild thing.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
You was it, huh?
Well, this is a black guy he was a independent contractor with the Shiite Muslims as a sniper, and he did it not for money so much as because he believed they were getting shit on. And that's what I got, and I understood that. Any journalists there who were not stupid understood that the Shiites were getting crapped on, and so he was good at what he did. I actually ran into a group of guys, fighters once, that there was some hostility from one guy, and so he couldn't take pictures. They let this guy, the other guy that was with me, record sound, but they were looking at me funny, and I said, oh shit, what's going on? I said, something wrong? He said, oh no, you have a brother who's a good fighter. It was a guy. The guy that was, Rambo. He's a black Rambo, really. And he said, he's a very good fighter. Oh, really? And I didn't find out really about why this mistake happened until I was doing a story for Geographic and Dearborn, Michigan, in 2001, in February. And I met a guy who fought alongside this guy. He lives there. He's a jewelry store. And even then, he wouldn't tell me the guy's name. Man, you got a whole lot of trouble. But that's what it was.
That's your interesting history.
Now, this history's still going on.
I know. I just want to make sure you and Dawoud met up before y'all was, went on stage.